Welcome, folks, at Tuesday at 7. It is August 2026, and it's always important to date stamp our gatherings because we've been running for 9 years, and we're here today to talk about why Halloween is upon us, the October season. I know that if you're one of the 15,000 or plus people who may join, you know Jeff Hartz from the Cleveland Hunt Club and the Haunted Garage Sale, which is just this weekend. And we're going to pick your brain about that. And then Paul Tylicki, of course, of
Royal Scare.
And the reason why we're gathering now is because if you're an enthusiast, a home hunter, a professional hunter, or someone who just likes to decorate, you're thinking about Halloween now. And so we're going to start off the Halloween season with this Tuesday at 7 episode. Now, if you've never been part of one of our shows, Tuesday at 7, you can join the community. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we gather and we have meaningful conversations. We pick brains in a figurative and a literal way. And we also have an opportunity to interview artists and glassmakers and musicians. And we're glad that you joined us today. But the magic of Tuesday at 7 is the opportunity to win things.
Yes, that's the best part.
That's the best part, I think so.
I love it. I've won.
You've won.
I have won.
I've won. You haven't won yet.
I
Jeff.
have not won, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? Most people who share on a regular basis win. Craig's won. I haven't won either.
Imagine that.
But in the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's an arrow. And when you press that button, Facebook will prompt you as to what to do next. When you press it, it'll encourage you to share it to your friends list or maybe push it out to a group, enthusiasts, artists, whatever. But when you share, we know it. And then next week, we're going to put your name in a drawing. And if your name is drawn, you're going to get a blow mold.
Vintage
Yes, blow mold.
I'm not sure. Maybe Jeff knows something about it. I do not.
It's a classic. I know that much.
And I must say, I'm going to take a quick detour. One of my favorite vendors was the one who was selling the really old blow molds at the garage sale.
Yeah, I think that was Andy from Detroit, Michigan. He came in, and and that was at our request because he's a pretty well-known blow mold dealer in the region.
Oh.
And I said, man, you got to come to our show. So it was cool to get him there and he brought some really great stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that. But if you share and your name is drawn, you're going to get a vintage blow mold and a Cleveland Hunt Club t-shirt. So share away, and we'll remind you again later. But you said that you were able to bring some vendors in from the Detroit area.
Yes.
Tell us why Detroit is, and Michigan is an important...
Funny you should ask that because the Cleveland Haunt Club was formed based on my experience with the Motor City Haunt Club, which is a group that's been around for probably 24 years now. And I started seeing my fiancée Luna, and she was an active member of that club. And they would meet in Detroit at Detroit Mercy College every month on a Saturday, and went to a couple of their meetings. And I said, guys, I'm going to steal everything you're doing here and take it back to Cleveland. So they were like, all right. And I literally did that. Met with some of my friends. We sat down and decided we wanted to start the club. And this was 11 years ago now. And the rest is history.
Yeah, Cleveland haunt scene would not be the same if it wasn't for Jeff Hartz and the stuff he did for the Cleveland Haunt Club.
Paul.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, because you brought everybody together. Everybody knows me a lot to do with because of you. And, the other, haunts around, local haunts around here.
And the networking aspect was one of our goals, was to put creative people who were into Halloween, and whether they were actors or makeup artists or home haunters or prop builders or what have you, giving them an avenue to connect and share their talents and maybe build that passion in other people.
I remember when I first started doing this, I was like doing this and like nobody was coming. It was like, how do I get, because Facebook was fairly new back. I mean, no, it wasn't even non-existent in 2000 when I started. And then when I moved here in 2005, I don't even think it was around then, maybe, MySpace or whatever, but there was no way to promote my yard. And I would be like so bummed out on Halloween. I'd get like maybe 30 kids or something like that. And it's like,
Sure.
and then, internet came and Facebook and Haunt Club, and it changed everything.
Now, approximately how many members would you estimate are part of the Cleveland Haunt Club?
Well, if you look at our Facebook page, we have over 36,000 members that are on there, which is insane. And that's a whole nother thing. And that was built off the craze of the 12-foot skeletons when our one member, Alan Perkins in Olmsted Falls, built that giant skeleton surrounding his house. Mm-hmm. And he was just going viral around the world with that. And at the same time, Facebook made our club public without our knowledge.
Oh.
And it was, before then, we vetted everybody that came on. You had to be in Cleveland. You had to be a haunter. You had to be interested. And so we didn't know it. And he was doing interviews with like newspapers
Good Morning
in
America
England and
stuff,
everywhere. Yeah. He was on NBC and all this stuff. And our numbers are going up and up. And we're seeing people from Zimbabwe are joining our group and all this. And we found out it was because it became public, and we shut that down as soon as, but then it was like, you get all those people who were just spamming your group and all the things, the negatives that go with that. Mm-hmm. But we kind of got rid of some people that you were there just to sell stuff or weren't interested in Halloween. But we also have like a membership where it's a paid deal and you get benefits like discounts on things, first opportunities, and inside stuff. And we have over 200 members on that.
And the membership is not outrageous.
No, it's $20 a year, And if you come to a couple of our events where you save $5 here or $10 there, it pays for itself. Yeah. And so, we have tried to make it a thing where it's like, we're a nonprofit. We're a 501c7, and then we started doing the fundraising where, like this last event, all of the proceeds from the gate goes to St. Jude's, where there's skeletons for St. Jude's, which has become our focus charity. And we're really proud of that. And we were hoping to do $25,000 this year, but we're going to be well over that. Yeah. Well over that. So it'll be good.
To review the haunted garage sale, so that was just this past weekend. So beginning of August, was that the beginning of August? Yeah, August 1st, right?
It was.
Mm-hmm. August 1st. Why do you have it on August 1st and not October 1st?
Well, if we want to get haunters there, if we had it in October, they're all too busy.
Yes.
And so the goal was always to have it a couple months before. So number one, they can supplement their display, find things, maybe projects they want to work on, but also have availability. And so we decided it's always either been in July or August, which happen to be the hottest months of the year, which is how it always goes, or in some cases the wettest month. Which has played a factor in our events, but we finally have an indoor event, and it was kind of hot, but it worked out good.
Yeah. What I also enjoyed was the fact that there were some professional haunts that were there. Not only, they were also recruiting. So for those folks, I'm a makeup artist or interested in acting. I was here, and unexpectedly, I connected and collaborated with Chippewa or Nightmare Cleveland or Hudson Haunted House. And I'm sure Akron Schoolhouse, Manufactory of Terror was there. But there were a number of, do you know if I'm missing any other professional?
We actually reached out to all the local haunts and offered them a complimentary booth space. Gotcha. The Haunted Vineyard or the Haunted Winery out on the east side, they were offered one, Bloodview Heights, Akron Haunted Schoolhouse, Hudson Haunted House, Mohican Haunted Schoolhouse. They felt that they were too busy in preparation to man it, but they appreciated it. But we finally got Nightmare Cleveland out there, and we got the Chippewa Slaughterhouse. And it's basically bring your guys out, come in costume, have a good time. You want to promote, you want to sell T-shirts. Yeah. It's your booth space. Do what you want with it. Yeah. So it was great to have all their presence. But they really do add something to the show with their energy and being in character, and people just love it. It really adds a different aspect to the show. So it's a benefit to us to have them out there, and it's also helping the haunt scene, in the area to build awareness, because you'd be surprised how many people don't realize these haunted attractions are here. Because when I was a kid, it was like you ran to get the newspaper to look for the Friday magazine, so you can go through and see all the different haunted houses, and then you're like going to that one, been to that one, And I was lucky enough to have parents, my dad specifically, who would take me out to the haunted attractions every weekend during October.
What were some of those haunted attractions that you went to? I'm going to ask you that question as well.
Oh, boy, you know, we went to all the ones. I mean, the big one was Akron Haunted Schoolhouse.
Oh, back then, it was classic.
To drive from Bay Village all the way to Akron was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this was in the 70s and in the early 80s when I was going. I was born in 66. But, you know, there were a lot around that have been gone for a long time now. You had the Hinkley Haunted Hollow.
Yeah.
You had
Parma JC.
North Ridgeville Haunted House.
Where the mining company used to be. What used to be there?
I think that became the Haunted Hollow. They went behind there.
End up moving there.
Maze there after.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the weather that chased
the
them.
Haunted Forest or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Haunted Forest?
There was.
I had a witch grab my ass there one time.
And there
were hooked.
Yes, hell yeah.
There was a Haunted Forest of Carousel that was out in Sheffield Lake.
Yeah.
And
Hudson.
then,
Hudson Haunted.
I mean, that was my first.
right.
I think maybe the first year it opened up, my dad took me to that.
Early 70s.
Early 70s, yeah. I was like
But these
7, 8
random haunts would pop up, and they would be pretty good haunts, and then they wouldn't be there the next year.
yeah.
You're like, what happened?
Holy
to that
Name
one?
Elementary School did a haunted house there where I've performed there. And that was in 1982. They did a haunted house there.
The garage sale. It's been running for not a couple of years. The garage sale's been going on for a bit.
This was our 11th year.
11th year, and you popped around. Why have you been moving?
You know, from humble beginnings, we started in Bay Village in a beautiful park called Cahoon Park, and it was right on Lake Erie. Got a nice breeze off the lake, beautiful view, and it was good for the first 6 years. And then the 6th year, we just really blew up. You know, we were in a little community house. We had like 12 vendors and someone cooking hot dogs outside. And I remember, you know, we had some members that were selling caskets outside and all this stuff. And people were just driving by going, what in the heck is this? And pulling in and taking. So every year it got bigger and bigger. And then the 6th year in Bay Village, the law director, who was my connection there, came over. He goes, congratulations on your success. Where are you going to move it to next year? We were just like, okay, well, I guess we're moving out of here. So we took it to Avon Lake, and I was working for the city of Avon Lake, had that connection. Yep. And that was a great fit for us for 2 years. But if you remember, we had the year we brought Butch Patrick in.
Yes, and it rained.
And we had the Munsters coach, and we basically shut down the city. There was so much traffic. They had to call in 6 police officers to direct traffic. And they gave us, thankfully, one more year, and then it was the monsoon year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the fun thing about that was and it wasn't fun for me because I still get grief about it. Are we allowed to swear on this show?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, there were people coming at me with some choice words, but basically it had rained for a week. And you've planned this event. All this is set up and ready to go. The show must go on. It's a rain or show event.
I was there.
And you know, so we ended up still having the show, and people came out. They came out in droves. But it was just like, you know, they didn't care. They're walking through the mud, and they're having fun.
Mud
and
slides.
People were losing their shoes. And
Woodstock.
It was just like Woodstock.
Or Lollapalooza, too. It was, exactly.
But we just decided we need a bigger location. And so we reached out to Crusher Stadium in Avon, the minor league baseball stadium, and they were so gracious. They really wanted us to come out, and they could see the potential. And so we had the 1 year there, and it was a really good crowd. And we had started to have some more celebrities. We had 2 of the guys from the movie Monster Squad, and they were a big draw. And then the second year we had it there, we had Warrington Gillette, who played Jason in Friday the 13th Part 2. And that's when we really caused a backup on the highway. We had like a 3-mile backup on I-90, and we decided
it was insane.
We're going to have to find a bigger location.
We need a bigger boat.
Every year. So that's why we did a bunch of research. And fortunately, this Ross Expo Center in Wellington had opened up last August. So we met with them, and they were really excited to have us because they have, like, you know, car shows and tractor shows and tattoo shows, but they didn't have anything like ours. They're like, it'd be great to have something different. Yeah. And they've really embraced it, and they were wonderful to work with. And I think it's going to be a great match moving forward. The traffic worked out well. We had plenty of parking, and there's ways we can tweak it as far as where we hold events, maybe the time of and we're looking at all the options on that now. So when you hold an event like that, afterwards you kind of sit down and do the pros and cons and what would we like to change, what we'd like to fix. And we're kind of going to go into that mode after we decompress for a little while, a month and a half, we'll get together and sit down and go, okay, how can we make this better? How can we bring in more people and still make them happy?
Yeah, yeah. If you weren't at the very beginning, I don't know if I threw out a number or you did. What was the approximate number of attendees for the Haunted Garage just this past weekend?
Yeah, based on the gate, because this is the first year we've ever charged like with credit card, prepay, and with cash, and we're able to track everything. One year we just took money for St. Jude's. The next year the stadium took parking, and that fee was what we were able to collect that we gave to donate to St. Jude's. But this year we're able to track it. So based on everything, the one variable we can't really be too sure on is the children, because it's 10 and under is free. And we had a lot of kids there. And we really try and stress that this is a family-friendly event that you can bring your kids to. There's not going to be anything that's going to offend them or you. And, so they can still go and have a good time. And we're thinking over 15,000 people were in attendance based on the amount of ticket sales we had and an estimate of all the children that were there.
Yeah, yeah. Food trucks. There was, the energy was cool. Even the wait in, from my perspective, went pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was long. I mean, it went by real quick. You guys did a great job letting people in.
Yeah.
And I got there early. I was there like at 9:15, and by 10 o'clock, I was inside the building, and the line was long then.
Yeah, it was moving pretty, and the estimates I was hearing from people was 20 to 15 minutes to get in.
Yeah, once you guys started letting people in, it went by quick.
And we're blessed to have a really good core of volunteers and more people that want to jump in and help out. And we couldn't do it without them. It's just, you need to have people to cover posts and do things. And these aren't glorious jobs. They're a lot of thankless jobs. And so I can't thank them enough for all the time that they put in. And, we did a load in for the vendors on Friday. And so people had to come out, give their time, help us get all the vendors in, set everything up, and then the next day let them in. And there's just so many things. It's just, it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't realize, but it's all man hours that you need to make this event work.
Yeah, yeah. The skeletons for St. Jude, the donations that come out of the Cleveland Haunt Club, certainly the garage sale, and a lot of local haunts. I know that very often there'll be a QR code or here's an opportunity to give. The skeletons of St. Jude is serious. That's
very much
serious.
So.
Like, do you even have a figure about where the skeletons what they've raised?
I wish I could be more accurate on that. I know the one year that in 2022, we were the highest fundraising group in the country. And we didn't realize we were fighting. It's funny. We were fighting with this other group from Pittsburgh. And so, it's Pittsburgh. We're not going to lose to these Pittsburghers. So, this group of Yinzers that we were going against was a family of 4.
Oh.
And they were super motivated. And they, every day in October, they would do something different. They'd have a karaoke night. They would have a pool party or whatever. They were doing all these different things. And we're going neck and neck. And then right at the end, I'm like, throw another $500. We're not losing to Pittsburgh. And so we ended up beating them. Well, I'm a horror movie vendor. I do different shows, and I was at a show called Living Dead Weekend later that year. And this group comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're with the Cleveland Haunt Club." I go, "Yeah." They're like, "We're the group from Pittsburgh that almost beat you for the thing." And I'm like,
almost.
"Just you 4?" And it was the husband, wife, and the 2 kids.
Oh.
And we became friends. And it's just like the next year they came to the Haunted Garage show, and it's like big hug, and everything. So that's how haunters are,
Yeah.
It's just like there's some competition there. But it, at the end of the day, they came to our event and supported it. And it was just like, we're all on the same team. We're trying to raise money for a great cause.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I've realized over at 35 or 36 years is that the Halloween spirit often is a spirit of giving. It's and there's
Absolutely.
something about going, join us, let's gather, let's share information. Let's not be stingy. Let's volunteer. Let's raise money for a cause too, a good cause, and because it's momentum and my mind is going this way. I can't wait to talk to Paul here a little bit. Give away our signed book from last week, but Cleveland Haunt Club, right? For those folks who are like, why should I consider membership? One, I would say there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I often will tell folks, they're like, okay, Paul, and there's yard displays and yard haunts.
Yes.
How do I locate those?
And it's a funny story about Paul. I think it was our second year we started doing yard signs where we were identifying this is a Cleveland Haunt Club site. And so any of the members that wanted one, we put up a map on our website where you could put your address in, whether it's a static haunt, whether it's a walkthrough, whether it's, just a display, and maybe the hours when it's not active so people don't waste their time. And so we had these signs printed up, and they were nice yard signs with the metal.
I still have it, for sure.
You got a classic.
I do. I have the vintage.
And
sure.
So the first year, I was physically going out to
You
every
did.
single
You came to
one
my house, yeah.
and delivering these. And that's the first time I ever came to the Royal Scare, was I came to deliver the sign, and Paul took me through and showed me around and everything. And it was one of these, I think it was like a weeknight. It was maybe a Thursday or something. And there wasn't too much going on. So you had the time to take me around. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. I'm like, the way this guy is doing it, he's not using the props that everyone else uses. He's taking random shit and turning it into something really cool. And it was just this guy's all right. I could tell that he's doing a little
and
different.
I did some of your show. I mean, I came to the Haunt Club and did a few demonstrations.
Yeah. Exactly. The one was with your wife. You were doing the distressing and the painting.
On the walls, too, yeah.
The faux painting.
So stick with us. We're gonna do a kind of a mini look at a few things that Paul's working on.
Yes.
I know that look at those skeletons up there. So in terms of like storage, the show starts to unpack over
my gosh.
the next.
It consumes you. I mean, look at this. I mean, it has to be redone, but everything here it consumes your life. I mean, this used to be a beautiful deck where we used to have beautiful family gatherings and my daughter's graduation parties, and now it's a storage unit, And
I recognize some of these stakes, and I recognize
this sign sits here all year long. I mean, out of sight, out of mind, I guess, but it's really not out of sight. But you can see that these stakes that Jeff's standing by, these are part of my Halloween display that I couldn't get out of the ground because they're stuck in roots. But I'll use them again, in a couple weeks.
But if you weren't with us at the very beginning, the magic, I think, behind Tuesday at 7 is the share button. In the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's an arrow. When you press it, we know it. And when you share it, we're going to put your name for every share. If you share twice, we'll put your name in twice. But next week, we're going to draw a winner. And if your name is drawn, classic
vintage
blow mold,
yes.
Right? And
I'm not sure the date or the manufacturer, but it's still super cool. It's got the rivets in it, so.
It's beautiful decoration.
Yeah,
now, when I was a kid,
that was staple.
It was, I had
the bigger one. Yeah, I had the bigger one.
To a pillowcase.
The pillowcase.
Yep. And then I just ditched it, and then we went to pillowcase all together.
Yes. Now, this is a little small for that, but it's still pretty cool.
And if your name is drawn, you get not only a blow mold, but also a Cleveland Haunt Club T-shirt as well. And we encourage you guys, if Halloween is a passion or you're an enthusiast or just enjoy the spirit of Halloween and checking out cool displays, join the Cleveland Haunt Club and join the other 33 international members, because there is some really great stuff going on. Yeah. If you were with us last week, we were at the Monroe Street Cemetery.
Nice.
And there is a historian William, he goes by Bill.
Yes.
But William G, I think it means gangsta.
Okay.
William G. Krejci, he's a historian, has written 11 books, and we do some tours.
Nice.
And I even participated a number of years ago in their Voices of the Past. Essentially, they have theatrical enactments of the dearly departed who are buried there. And so
it goes back how far?
That's
1800s?
Yeah,
mid-1800s?
it's crazy, and the stories are great. But if you shared that video last week, your name is in this hat. And go ahead, Jeff. Let's go ahead and pick the winner of the signed book. One of William G. Gangsta Krejci's 11 books.
Barb
Falzerano.
Yeah, that's it. It's my chicken scratches. Barb, thank you. And she commented a lot, so I would imagine that you're involved as well. But thank you, Barb. Thank you, Bill, for the signed book and the history lesson. If you guys haven't caught that, check it out. And then share again for this episode as well. Your Royal Scare. If you look up Royal Scare and you Google it,
it's pretty impressive. I think I do it all the time just to see.
Just to see it, yeah. because it is a really high. I mean, it pops up like all the other.
It's funny if you Google haunted houses near me, I'm the only 5-star rated haunted house in Northeast Ohio. I mean, I brag about that. It's really silly. This is probably not, but it does say that, so I'm still proud of that. So.
Now, Royal Scare, one of the things that is super unique, and my kids are all grown and not out of the house, but when they were young, we were coming to Royal Scare, not knowing that we'd become friends and do interviews over the years.
Yes.
But it doesn't begin in the third Friday of October. It begins.
It begins October 1st. And I'm open 31 straight days of horror every day. And now that I'm retired, I'll probably be open late night. So, you could, if you're bored at midnight, 11 o'clock at night, any day during the week or a weekend.
Come on down.
I mean, where else are you going to go for free for a fun evening? To get some scare in.
And there is something about a yard hunt that is put on by an enthusiast that the kids in the neighborhood, people drive from all over the place to come here as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I have such a wonderful neighborhood here at St. Thomas Woods, and all the kids that help me scare are all off to college or married now and have their own kids, and they bring their kids here. I mean, my nephew moved from Hawaii here to help scare in 2020. And he met his girlfriend here scaring, and they're still together after 6 years.
Wow.
They're still dating, so who knows what's going to be in store for that. But yeah, there's a lot of love in the air in Royal Scare. And on Sweetest Day, if you bring your sweetie here, we'll help scare the pants off her for you.
The Sweetest Day to scare the pants off your sweetie might be a good ulterior motive. In terms of the rest of the folks, I know that if you are watching the recorded session or you're participating live, feel free to go ahead and ask a question, throw in a comment, because Craig, who's also a multi-decade
and one of my actors too, as well.
Of course.
You too. You both performed here, and I love and I appreciate every moment that you guys give for acting here as well.
Yeah. So feel free to put a question, a comment in the chat. Craig will throw it out. And again, if it's in the recorded session, we're all tagged in this, and
for
so
sure.
we'll respond to that as well, right?
For sure. Yes.
You're doing some, Jeff had mentioned this before, right? That's what you've got here. You've got some unique things. I recall once the laser room filled with fog.
Yes. There
was a shark that came out?
There was a shark. Yeah, I haven't had the shark there because one time one of the younger actors tried to do it and they dropped it and busted his jaw kind of. So I kind of took the shark out of the swamp room, but it's still part of my my skeleton Kraken display over on the backside over here.
What are you working on this year? You want to kind of walk us around?
Okay, well, a lot of people say, I like to change it up every year. I just have too much stuff to change it up every year, so I kind of add on to stuff, or try to make it better. So this year.
Before we go there, tell us really quickly about these wall sections. Right?
Okay, these walls.
I think that folks appreciate
okay, I know this is a big thing. Everybody's using the foam, making their own walls and stuff. And this was like my first attempt at doing walls. I had no idea. Actually, how I got started here was Drake Carpenter did.
Oh yeah, his.
I can't think of the name of his home haunt.
Oh, what was that?
But
I know what you're talking about.
because I made him a sign. I made him a sign for it. And I'm so sorry.
Drake Carpenter.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Drake. Yeah.
So somebody tag Drake Carpenter and get the name.
But anyway, after Halloween, he gave me a small piece of foam because I had no intention to do it. I'm not going to get involved in it. He gave me a small piece of foam to use. Well, during COVID, I got COVID and I was down for 2 or 3 weeks. So I had nothing to do. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to attempt to draw a stone wall with that piece that Drake gave me. So because I had no sense of smell and taste, I could do it in my bedroom. So, so I knifed it in my bedroom and made it small. And I said, wow, that turned out really, really cool. So then it just exploded from there. But I wasn't doing Halloween at the time. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll make them to sell. But for me to all the time and effort and the price, these things shot up like $20 during COVID. I mean, it went from like $35 to like almost $60 a sheet. So for me to make any money selling these, I'd have to sell them for like $200 and no one's going to buy these for $200. So I started making them and I kind of like died down. But then when I came back with the idea to redo it again, I started and now I have like 40 of these walls.
You've made 40
I
of
made
them?
40 of these walls just for my Halloween display.
Wow.
So, yeah. So if you times that times 30, 45.
Like a whole castle.
Like a whole castle. Yeah. So, and they're all inside of here. I mean, you can see right here, I have, that's the back side of them. And yeah. So, I mean, this whole room is still set up like a castle inside. And then I do my walls coming this way and stuff. But I couldn't have done it without my wife. Because she's the master faux painter.
Yeah.
So.
And she does a good job.
She does a good, but these ones are pretty basic because these are the ones, one of the earlier ones. The ones I do, the facade for the front of my castle, I actually put cut them out and put in each individual block in here to make it look more depth and real. So.
That's passion right there.
Yeah, it was fun. It gave me something to do. Like in January, February, and there was like nothing else to do.
Right.
I can do that except for the fumes going off in my house, you know.
And you remember cutting that?
I remember
carving it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what else we got?
Okay. So this way, let's take a walk this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to what I'm going to do new. So I figured, what else can I add to this that goes with the 1800s castle theme? I came up with the idea to do a UFO only because I was in search for the certain piece for the UFO, the bubble part, which is like almost impossible to get. And then on Facebook this year, or on Marketplace, somebody posted like a pool heater, which was a globe, and he was giving it away for free. And I was like, okay, my quest for this globe for 20 years finally came in. So I'm thinking, I'm going to do spaceship in there. So I'm doing a UFO. You'll see it when we walk around. And then also I have.
Take us there.
Yes. Come on this way. Okay. This is where my shark scene is. This shed, I will pick it up and I will move it to, or over on my driveway over here. But as you can see, it's just another great storage. I mean, you know, it's just filled with stuff. So it's like all my stuff. I mean, look at these walls. These are my castle walls. If you turn behind you, Craig, you can see that if you don't like Halloween, you definitely would not want me as a neighbor.
But give us a high level view of that, because Real Scare's been on for a bit. Your neighbors love it.
My neighbors love it. They participate. They encourage me to do it.
That's great.
And they're not like all young. I mean, this lady here is 90. This lady here is 90. And they give me the full go. Rita here lets me park in her garage or her driveway, so I don't take up spots on the street. Her son Daryl was my caretaker for several years when he came out, and
I remember
he
Dale.
walked the grounds. Yeah, he walked the grounds at night, all night long. So I didn't have to worry about any kind of security or anything because he was always out here roaming around. And unfortunately, in 2017, he ended up getting cancer and he passed away in 2018.
Yeah.
But but his mother still lives there and she's 90 and she's an amazing neighbor.
So if you're doing a home hunt, make sure you've got a neighborhood.
Yeah,
that
neighborhood that loves
It
you.
makes a huge difference.
Because you know what? I mean,
neighbors.
Douglas Manor.
Oh yeah.
I love John, but he has to shut down by 10 o'clock because of noise and being courteous to his neighbors. For me, I could have music full blast at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning if I still want to do it, and nobody ever complains.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can hear it. Maybe they can. I don't know, but
Either way.
I mean, the mayor, the mayor of North Royalton, the mayor of North Royalton supports me, which is great. He's a great guy. So, he always posts everything, or if I post something, he'll always share it and stuff like that. So I got the mayor behind my back.
Yeah.
I'm not on my back, behind my back. It's really great to have, the support of your neighborhood. So, because it's a lot. Because if you look around, look behind you, Craig.
There's your walls.
There's the walls. I got walls there. I got walls there. My wife's embarrassed to come back here. The Dr. Jekyll, this stuff stays up all year. This shed is packed.
Those classic masks back there look so good.
They really
and we're
do.
getting a kind of a glow off that.
Yeah, when you walk.
Golden hour.
Oh yeah, they glow very. I used to have one of those mechanical ghosts up there.
Oh yeah.
But after
Can you see those, Craig?
But after 2020, I sold it, so I had to put something up in there. And with the black lights, they really shine up pretty nice.
Let's go there for 30 seconds. You retired.
I did.
I had some stuff that you had given away, and then you realized that you couldn't leave it behind.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Because I hated the fact that all my best Halloweens were behind me. When you do this for 20 years and you stop, there's no Halloweens in your future that are going to compare to what you experienced.
Sure.
So I didn't do it in 2021. 2022, I didn't do it. And then I was going to come back in 2023. But then in August of 2023, I realized I needed triple bypass surgery, which was I just lost my job. Over 2 weeks later, I needed open heart surgery. So I had no job, no insurance,
In no October.
In no October, of course. Yeah, but I was planning on doing it. But I'm glad I didn't do it in 2023 because I wasn't prepared. I wanted to do it and I had some stuff, but looking back, it would have not been very good. As far as my expectations of it wouldn't have been. I was trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And then one of my big displays is my cemetery scene in the front yard. And I sold all those to a good friend of mine, Leah Massari, who just happened to be at that time in 2023, wanted to get rid of them. So I bought them back from her.
That
worked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
And actually, yeah. So, that was a big boost to give me stuff that I wouldn't have had if I opened in 2023.
Sure.
So anyway,
we talked about the shark.
well, not this shark.
Oh,
though.
So you have a different shark?
Yes. I don't know if you can see it or not in there with the glare. Yeah. If it was darker, it would be amazing scene. But anyway, this house is my neighbor, Chris Florio, that lives down the street from me. He does a awesome Christmas display in here with animatronic, like 1950s animatronic Christmas carolers and Santa's helpers. And every year he changes it up with, 1 year it'll be Christmas carolers, next year it'll be Santa's workshop. Well, he lets me borrow this and we put it up in my yard. And then after Halloween, we take it down to his yard.
And it becomes a Christmas display.
And it becomes a Christmas display. Yeah. Unfortunately, this year it was my fault all the way, but I didn't take it down after Halloween and I had hernia surgery. I'm breaking down, I guess. But anyway, I couldn't take this down because I couldn't do anything till January. So he was
He's bummed.
bummed out. Yeah, because it's like taking Halloween from me. I took Christmas away from him.
Yeah. Tell us about this scene.
So anyway,
you're not going to see this in most home hunts.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a shark in here, which was from the Cleveland Natural History Museum. I don't even know if I should reveal this because maybe they'll come in. They'll come and want to confiscate it to throw it in the incinerator. But anyway, when they were, from what I don't know if this is true or not. From what I've heard, all the old, except for Balto, because Balto's still there, all the old taxidermy pieces, when they were redoing it, were incinerated because apparently they had arsenic in them. So this shark was on the docket to be incinerated as well, and somehow it swam away. It swam its way here.
Other shores.
So, so now it's in my display.
And you got a skeleton, which...
Well, he was actually, he was thrown overboard. If you can see, he's got an anchor tied to him, so he was thrown overboard. Okay, and then I have my treasure chest, and the treasure chest is kind of like the ones that you see in aquariums with the bubbles coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought this bubble tube from Mike Santiago.
Skelly Manor.
From Skelly Manor. So, I won't do it now, but in October I'll fill it with water, and then bubbles will come up. Yeah. So it'll look like one of those treasure chests in somebody's aquarium. Yeah. So I'm pretty proud of this scene. Unfortunately, I wish you can see it. And I also have a baby fetus on a hook for fishing. Now, I don't know. I was debating whether or not I should do that or not because it might offend certain people. Yeah, I know. It is so offensive. But I had a fetus in a burrito one time, if you remember.
I remember.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. So I was back and forth whether I should do it. And all the haunters I asked about it, they all loved the idea of it. And they said, Jeff included, said that people would be offended. But if people are offended, so sorry.
You can always,
I mean, you know what? Being offended means I get more national publicity. So if this gets me, like the house on Densler that one year when they put the upside down skeleton, the crosses.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't even a great display, and he got worldwide attention for that. So if this little fetus on a fishing hook gets me attention like that, I'll take it. Yes.
But you had the top of now.
Oh yeah, let's go. Okay, so this is my newest project as well. Is my UFO. I wanted to do a UFO or a flying saucer, but the trick, because you know why? Because Luther Heggs from Heggs House of Horrors had a spaceship like this, and that was like I fell in love with it. But the hard part is to find the plastic dome or globe or whatever.
Sure.
So it was like a 20-year quest, and then this year somebody on Facebook was giving this away. And since then, I've seen him on Facebook for like $100. People are trying, and I would have paid the guy $100, but he gave it to me for free. But it's a pool heater. They have black tubes that ran around it, and his water sits in it. I guess it warms up the water in a hose, and then goes in your swimming pool to warm it up. So it was like the perfect globe.
Oh, it looks great.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And
for some reason, I was when I pictured it, I forgot it was a pool heater.
Yes.
I thought it was like one of those security globes.
Security globes.
Is that what you were looking for?
I was looking for. That's the only thing I thought of. Because they do have like a tint to them. So during the day you can't see in it, but at night if you put a light behind it, you can see it, like Luther did.
Yeah.
And then I think Joey from Fruitland bought it.
On Fruitland.
Yeah, and now Randy Roscoe is the owner of that spaceship. But yeah, I wanted to do it for years and years, and it's still not done yet. But the walls are metal and composite. This is what they're made out of, so it's not going to rot or anything like that. And it's metal on the outside, so it's pretty cool that I was able to get these from work for free.
So for those folks that are out and watching, right, we want to encourage you guys to share, because if you share, you have a chance to win. And if your name is drawn, Blow Mold
Haunt Club
t-shirt as well. We're going to keep an eye on your show, because if you're an enthusiast or you have kids, or you're just like, man, it's a Monday night and it's, October
1st or 2nd or 3rd, and you have nothing to do. Come on, it's free. I mean, you could bring a date here. I mean, I would bring dates here. I would come here and I would hang out at midnight. Come here at midnight when there's nothing to do. How fun is that? You know, I mean, there might not be all the monsters because they're tired and they go home, but we still have a fire every night, and just hang out and chill. Like, there's no rush. I mean, you could go through 100 times if you wanted to. Like I said, it's free to come through. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun, even if the monsters the monsters won't always be here, but actually,
on the weekends,
actually on the weekdays are some of the best haunts, because guys like Craig or JC Bamba. I mean, JC Bamba came here a lot on the weekdays, and he's a master of disguise. I mean, if you don't know JC, he's he never breaks character, even when everybody's gone and we're closing up shop. Whatever character he is, if he's Quint from Jaws, like he was last year, or I can't think of. He was Vlad the Impaler. He's so every year or every time he comes here, he's such a unique costume person. So
somebody's got
and the gorilla too. I mean, I mean, Craig. Craig with this gorilla costume, or skull head is always a great thing. And then you know, so come on down. I'm open every day starting October 1st to the 31st. So.
Will you be bringing back your corn maze? I always found that fascinating.
You know what?
Tell us about how you did that.
The funny thing about was in the back of my mind stressing me out, because the corn is always stressing me out, because one day I'm not going to be able to get the corn, you know, because it's, you know, you have to have the right farmer in the right spot and get a hold of the right farmer. And then maybe it's a bad growing season, so sometimes the corn only maybe get this high. So it's always very stressful until I actually have the corn in my driveway. So, and it's like 900 to 1,000 stalks that we cut
and
down.
How do you put that? I mean, I know how you put them in.
With a tire, I get on all four. Well, I water the grass. I think my water bill went up like $200 in September, because I have to water, because my ground is like concrete. Yeah. So you have to water it down, get it soaking wet, and then take an old tire iron, stick it in the ground, make a hole, and then grab a corn stalk 900 times doing that. You know,
that's
900 hole. Yeah. But to me, I can't do my display without my corn.
Sure.
I mean, because nobody does corn like me. I mean, I'll toot my whistle all day long about the corn. So.
It's a great effect. It's like
thank you.
One of the first things you see, and it's just like, okay, this guy's serious. And the way you have the pumpkins around it and the glow of the orange.
Oh, yeah, or my wooden fence. If you look over there, Craig, all that stack of wood right there, that's my fence to guide people through my haunt, all that wood right there. And I actually, you know, when the white ash trees started dying, that was like a great blessing for me. I mean, even though I love white ash trees, I had to have a couple cut down. When they died, I had so much wood, and then, you know, you always have to replace them because they break. So I go to the local parks, and I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I take their logs. I don't cut anything down that's alive. I just pick up scraps on the ground.
Right.
But I do go out and scavenge. Do a forest cleanup. So. Yeah, so people don't hate me for that. So.
Jeff.
Yes.
This year, Halloween is on Saturday night.
Perfect.
It's going to be crazy, and even the Saturday before. But Haunt Club isn't just a Halloween club.
Yeah.
What's coming up between now and the Halloween with Cleveland Haunt Club that we should know about?
You know, it's funny. We're very fluid with how we plan things. We've been talking with a local haunt about having a behind-the-scenes tour. I don't want to drop the info until I've confirmed it. To be perfectly honest, we've been really focusing on the haunted garage sale. You know, just to give people an idea of some of the different things we do. Our last event that we had, it was at the Mansfield Reformatory. We had a movie and a ghost tour. So we showed the 2023 version of the Haunted Mansion, and then we did a guided ghost tour through the Reformatory. So we do ghost tours. We do field trips to, you know, different cool locations. We've done, you were talking about William Krejci. We've set up where he did his Ghosts of Cleveland tour on the bus, where you go, you hit a bar, you hit a couple of haunted locations. He tells you the history. And the beautiful thing about Bill is that he doesn't just tell a ghost story. He tells the real story because he's a historian and a researcher. And we go, this is what's always been told. And then he'll come at you with, well, this is the real story of what happened, which is oftentimes way more interesting than just a ghost story. So, you know, over the years, we've made relationships with all these different people and locations. And so it's always something different that we're doing. But always in October, we have our big yard crawl where we pick, and we've been out here before,
yes,
where we pick maybe 8 or 9 different pretty exceptional haunted yards, and we go as a caravan with a group, and we'll have like 50 people who come. So it's like, here we are, and 50 people get out of their car and take over a yard haunt. And when we came here, everybody loved it.
Well, the one year you guys rented the bus.
Don't get me. You know, there's a lot of things I still get grief for. And that was one, right? Yeah. We had decided we were going to do a tour through Parma was the majority of it. It was the south side of Cleveland. We'll do like east side, west side, you know, out in Lorain County. Well, this year we're going to do the south side of Cleveland, and we're going to start in Parma. And Parma City Hall was where we decided was going to be our meeting point.
I was there.
And this company called Safe and Reliable decided, they were our bus company, and he decided he was going to try and drive over this thing, and we almost tipped this bus over. And so everyone got on the bus. Okay, we're ready to go. And then he almost tips it over. Everybody off the bus. So I still
drove their cars.
Everyone ended up driving, which it probably worked out because you get to some of those streets like Lincoln and Parma, you were never getting that thing down there.
Sure.
So in hindsight, it was probably better that we did it that way. But we do this yard crawl. It's typically the 3rd week in October, and we'll you know, have it all mapped out, and then people know in advance where they're going to meet at, where they're going to go. So if they get, you know, behind us, they can go up to the next one. So that's our big October event that we do. But we sprinkle events throughout the year and stay pretty active, giving the members something to do.
Where is the best way for somebody to find Cleveland Haunt Club?
To start with our website, which is clevelandhauntclub.com. But a lot of people follow us on Facebook. If you go to the groups page and look for Cleveland Haunt Club, and that's an easy way to see what we're doing. And people share pictures of their haunt projects they're working on, ask for advice, you know, promote things that they have going on. But it's all on topic. You know, we don't have people doing sales pitch for gutters and stuff. I mean, we have to delete that stuff all the time. But it's very on topic with what we're doing, and a pretty active page.
Now, you're an enthusiast as well. Share with the group. Now, we know, but share with the group what your passion is in addition to Haunt Club, because you travel quite a bit.
I do.
Luna.
Yeah, like I said, we own our own hearse, and so now we've gotten into the whole hearse community, where we go to hearse car shows, and we found that they're a cool group of people, and the vast majority are big Halloween people, you know, because I have a '96 Cadillac Fleetwood, and I just recently got new wheels for it, so they look similar to Krager rims, which I'm pretty excited about. But one thing for me that I love is the music of Halloween, because I've worked with the band Nox Arcana and produced a couple CDs. And so, you know, I'm proud of the work I did with them on Zombie Influx and House of Nightmares. And so it's funny how music plays a big part, and a lot of haunts or yard haunts don't utilize music as much as they should. And that's something I try and, you know, lead people to. But at Halloween, something that I'm super passionate about, and I feel like nobody else is my personal radio station that I have going all Halloween.
I don't know
and
that.
Anyone can have one of their own, and you can buy it on like Amazon. It's this little short wave thing. It's good for about 2 blocks.
Okay.
And I have it hooked up to a laptop, and it just plays a loop of like 30 different songs, and I do my own voice. So you're listening to the Halloween radio. And,
I love that.
And so I work in the city of Avon Lake, and when I'm on patrol, I'll turn it on my station, and it's like 103.7. As long as you pick a channel that's not a currently used channel, you're legal with the FCC.
Okay. And how far can you broadcast legally?
It's like very short distance. It's like maybe 3 blocks at the most, and it starts breaking up, you know? And so that's something I try and push people to do that, because maybe for 80, 90, $100 you can have your own little radio station. I've seen a few haunts did it. They're like, tune into this channel, and they'll have it like tied into their lighting, so it's like synchronized. And I think that's something that's pretty cool. But when we travel, we like to visit the professional haunted houses around, like when we go to Michigan or we go to Pennsylvania, we like to see haunted attractions. And there's some really cool ones, like in Michigan, called Rotten Manor was one of my favorite ones that's there. It's a pretty cool one, but they did something very different. In each room, they put a Charlie McCarthy doll in a different weird situation in a different outfit, and it's super creepy. And the first time I went through, I didn't notice it. And a friend's like, hey, did you see the Charlie McCarthys? And I'm like, no. So we paid to go through again, and I'm like, oh man, that's fucked up. Like every room had these, like they really do it in a way that it was like kind of disturbing, you know? So I thought that was cool, seeing different things that, you know, haunted attractions do that maybe I've never seen before.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us.
For the one more thing, I have a coffin here.
Oh,
that one here, I want to get rid of it. I know it's beat up.
Walk us up there.
This is if anybody's interested, I'd hate to just throw it away. It's had its time, but it's good for 1 or 2 more Halloweens. But if anybody's interested in it, it's been in part of my family for 15 years or so. I know it's pretty beat up and ugly and yucky, but if anybody wants
back on there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants it, it's yours. Just, you know,
that's still pretty solid.
It's solid for sure.
So DM you, right?
DM me or Roger, you know, or Tuesdays at 7, or Royal Scare, or Paul Tylicki Jr. I'm the only Paul Tylicki Jr. in the world, so that's one good thing. If you Google, like I know you Google Roger Miller, there's quite a bit
King
of
the Road, all that country singer.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested, it's yours. And if you're within a few miles, I'll even bring it to your house. So, but once I bring it to your house, you have to take it, whether you change your mind. You can't change your mind. So,
well, thank you all for joining us. It is beginning of August 2026. We've had a chance to pick Jess Brain on Cleveland Hunt Club, his passions. We talked about the haunted garage sale, Royal Scare with Paul. If you're an enthusiast, you know that it's game time. We're getting serious.
Right there.
If you are interested in Cleveland Hunt Club, we here on Facebook, we went ahead and tagged the Cleveland Hunt Club.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in hiring Jeff for a Halloween voiceover, because he has the voice, then just DM him or DM Paul if you're looking for. If you're first one to get this.
First one, it depends too. How much if I know you, or it's not who's first call, but it's, you know,
it's close to it.
Yeah.
He's changing the rules now.
I mean, first, you know, whoever wants it, let me know, and you can have it if I say you could have it.
So. Again, the last thing, don't forget to share, because when you share, your name will be put in the drawing, and if you're drawn next week, blow mold, and Cleveland Hunt Club T-shirt.
I have one.
Yeah,
I do. I should have wore it.
You should have.
You should have.
I have. You know, I didn't even think of that.
I
wore my national parks, which I love.
Cool
my national
shirt.
Parks.
I know.
And a cool guy.
Al's got hops.
He certainly does.
We appreciate you guys joining us. We'll catch you not next week, the week after.
Awesome.
So share away.